Hi, I'm Steve Zolas, Chief Executive Officer with Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia. I'm so thrilled to welcome you to the third and final episode of our Art of Healthy Aging Summer Series, sponsored by Anthem Health Keepers Plus. We thank Anthem for their generous support, and we thank you for joining us today. At this time, I would like to invite Kathy McVeigh, President of the Senior Services Board of Directors, to join me on stage to share a few words. Kathy, please join me.
Thank you, Steve. As Steve said, my name is Kathy McVeigh, and I am so honored to represent my fellow board members as we kick off today's program. Now, like you, my family and I have been social isolating for several months now, looking for new ways to be entertained. That's why I'm so thrilled to be able to join Steve and his team today. Today's Summer Series episodes brings you speakers who will offer information to keep you safe and secure through life's transitions, tips on discovering your family's history through genealogy, a little bit of salsa to get you up and dancing, and I encourage you to take advantage of all the information provided today and make use of the community resources our speakers share. Hey, Steve.
Thank you, Kathy. So without further ado, I give you the Mosaic Steel Orchestra. Harvey Chambers is a community relations consultant with Anthem Virginia's Medicaid sales and marketing. Harvey knows from personal experience the role of a family caregiver and understands how important local services and resources are in assisting older adults and their caregiver families through life's transitions. Kelly Evans is a housing specialist with Anthem Health Keepers. Together with Anthem Care coordinators, she works to identify and share housing resources for Anthem members statewide. Together, they're here to speak with you about life transitions and housing issues. Harvey and Kelly, the floor is all yours.
Hello, I'm Harvey Chambers, Community Relations Consultant with Anthem Health Keepers Plus. And joining me today is our housing specialist, Kelly Evans. On behalf of Anthem Health Keepers Plus and Virginia Medicaid, we're excited to partner with Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia to be a part of this series. So today we'd like to have some conversation around knowing your rights from a housing perspective. As a certified senior advisor, I find that many times people don't really know exactly how to access the resources that they have. I was also a caregiver for my mother. And lots of times what would happen is my mother would say things like, "That's what they said," or "I heard." And a lot of times what happens with seniors as a certified senior advisor, I find is that a lot of information is actually sent to them, and that information is not really accurate. So today I'd like for Kelly to really share with you all some of the things that she's learned as a housing specialist, particularly now that we're dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, and we find that a lot of people are having challenges with their rent, and we're looking at some of the situations that are going on, and share with you exactly some things that she thinks will be beneficial for you as you navigate through this pandemic.
Harvey, thank you for that introduction. I am excited to be here. We got here safely. The rest of the crew are excited for us to be here. And so we're excited to share with you what housing looks like as it relates to knowing and understanding your rights. Who am I? Who am I, Harvey?
Well, tell us who you are.
I am the Housing Outreach Specialist for Anthem Health Keepers. In my role, I provide housing resources for members who may be homeless or facing eviction. They're rent statewide within long-term supportive services housing, which stands for LTSS. I've been with Anthem for 3 years. Before coming to Anthem, I was the Housing Outreach Specialist for the Institute for Public Health Innovation, where I supervised a team of 6 housing advocates where I created Being a Good Neighbor. In that role, we collaborated with Richmond City Health District to be able to provide housing resources to the residents of Richmond Redevelopment and Housing Authority. I know I've said a lot.
Well, it sounds like you have a really great exposure and experience working with the housing population.
Yes, I do, Harvey. Thank you for that, because I think about housing is a huge passion for me as it relates to whether you're a senior or someone with a disability, and you being able to have the understanding of what you are responsible for as it relates to even your landlord.
So help us a little bit. We have those myths and those things where I mentioned where people said, I heard, I think. So can you help set the record straight about when it comes to that? Help our audience know exactly what their rights are.
There are a lot of moving parts as it relates to housing. You and I could be talking about it in a coffee shop, or we could be talking about it at the kitchen table. However, we need to go to a place and a point in contact to be able to say, hey, this is what I really need to do. So I would refer to the Department of Community and Housing Development as a great resource. I would also refer to Central Virginia Legal Aid as a great resource, because many times seniors may feel as though they don't know what to do. Do they pay for their rent, or do they pay for their medicine? Or do they actually provide other resources that are not in their control, especially if you're on a fixed income? And so I think many times people need to go to a reliable resource as opposed to saying, hey, Harvey, do you know where I can do such and such? And I think many times we miss that opportunity. And not walk in a place of being shameful or being prideful. Ask for the help. The help is free, the help is out there, and the help is needed to be able to assist you.
So I want to talk a little bit about empowerment, but you mentioned that thing about guilt and shame. So sometimes I find as a certified senior advisor working with older adults, a lot of times if they have a situation that they are embarrassed or ashamed about, they won't share it with their friends, their family members, or even their faith community. And so they try to deal with that privately. And then usually what happens is that when a crisis hits, that's when they start to seek those resources. So can you help our audience understand how early they need to start looking at those situations?
For an unlawful detainer, or for a writ of eviction, or even if you get a 5-day pay or quit, you should be asking for resources, because the thing about it is, at the last minute, people cannot assist you. Now, if you ask at the beginning, there's a great opportunity for you to provide and receive better resources as opposed to asking at the last minute. And I think many times, please, 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 I ask you, do not walk in a place of shame. Do not walk in a place of saying, I don't know what to do. Ask for help. Ask for help. Ask for help. I tell people effective communication is so key. Then be reassured that people are going to be able to assist you. And if they can't assist you, go to the next person. Or say, even if you can't assist me, can you point me in the right direction to where they will be heard and they will be able to get assistance? I'm all about being solution driven.
So when we talk about the solutions and those things that are opportunities there, can you help our audience understand from an Anthem Health Keepers Plus standpoint, how can we as a company help them in those situations?
Well, through my role and then working alongside with the care coordinators, that's how you find me. You find me through care coordination, but then as care coordinators are educated, and then as Anthem being a part of working with the social determinants of health, having a better understanding of how people move and operate in the space of housing overall.
So let's talk about a little bit, now that we've gotten that, let's look at situations where people have gone through or gotten the resources and they've gotten what they think they need. Can you help them kind of figure out how to navigate once they've gotten the resources? How do they do that? What do they do?
Well, one thing that I would hope that most people develop a relationship with the person who may have given the resource. Because I think many times people say, oh, I don't want to go back and worry them. Oh, I don't want to overwhelm them. But people are willing to help. And I think if you can connect with a person that's willing to have a conversation and then not say, oh, you're calling me again. No, I'm here to help you and here to navigate through that process. Because most things you don't have to do alone. You can work alongside with someone to be able to say, hey, I need some assistance. Are you willing to accept my phone call if I call you back with more questions or follow-up questions?
So it sounds like it's a situation where we really have to have people trust that we are in partnership with them. And one of the things, as we talk about that trust factor, though, when you look at a lot of older adults sometimes, that is an area where they really feel challenged about trusting people because they're used to scams and they've seen some things that have happened. And so now here we come and we're saying, we are a trusted resource for you. So how can we help them have that trust with us with confidence?
We are here to empower you. And so the thing about it is we want you to be fully well aware of and well equipped to be able to empower and speak up on your behalf. I always talk about advocating for yourself. Whether you're soft-spoken, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, you can already communicate what your needs are and get them fulfilled.
And now we want to ask Kelly and Harvey a few questions. What do you like about your job?
What I love about my job is that I get to work with organizations like Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia, as well as area agencies on aging across the state. And what we do is we partner with them to help the clients and the members that they serve get resources. What I like about that is that I not only get to work with the area agencies on aging and older adults, I also get to work with community-based organizations that work with individuals with disabilities. And what I find is that with our partnership, we're able to provide resources for those people that need them.
Kelly, what makes being the housing outreach specialist so rewarding?
I kind of get to help navigate the space with the member, the care coordinator, myself, the community-based organizations to be able to come with a solution-driven result that best impacts the member.
What's most important to you in your role?
What is important to me is the importance of effective communication, because you could say one thing and I, as the listener, could hear another thing. And so if we do not have clear, effective communication, something could be lost in translation. But if you are utilizing reflective listening, it gives you an opportunity to be present in the moment, not be solution-driven, but hear what the person is saying and then have a conversation around what that looks like.
Harvey, what do you enjoy most about working with older adults and individuals with disabilities?
I enjoy working with individuals with disabilities and older adults because I was a caregiver for my mother. And being a caregiver, I saw that there were resources, and not only for the older adults, but also for caregivers that people were not aware of. In my role as community relations consultant with Anthem Healthkeepers Plus, I now get to work with not only older adult organizations, but also organizations that work with individuals with disabilities. And in my role, I get to help bring those resources to those individuals. So it's really rewarding because I do this in honor of my mother and those older adults that are out there that need that help.
If there is one thing you would like this audience to take away from this session, what would it be?
So the message for our audience and for those that are watching today is really to have that trust and that confidence, to feel empowered that they could make a difference in their situation, that they don't need to wait until the last minute to actually look for resources. On behalf of Anthem Healthkeepers Plus, we'd like to thank you for listening to our series today.
Hello, I'm Ann Williams, Director of the new Hayden Village Center in Franklin, Virginia. Located in the newly renovated historic Hayden High School, Hayden Village Center includes 28 spacious, affordable apartments made specifically for seniors. This campus for creative aging also serves as a Western Tidewater hub for all senior services of Southeastern Virginia programs, which include long-term care services, benefits counseling, nutrition, education, and fitness classes, a senior wellness center, and iRide Transit Dispatch. Additionally, the Hayden Village Center is home to the No Wrong Door Access Center for Aging and Disability Services, a medical center for people of all ages, operated by Bon Secours Southampton Memorial Hospital, a large multi-purpose community space available for private special events, flexible office and meeting spaces for the community health and counseling services, the Food Bank of Southeastern Virginia and the Eastern Shores Healthy Food Pantry, as well as the Della Hayden Memorial Garden and an intergenerational raised bed community garden. We are so excited to bring this wonderful facility to the Western Tidewater community. The Hayden Village Center is truly a one-stop place for all things related to senior living.
Have you ever explored your history online? If you haven't, I bet you know someone who has. In fact, in the United States alone, online family history research has grown by 14 times over the last decade. The subject of genealogy continues to grow in popularity as people want to know more about where they come from, connect with long-lost family members, and answer questions about their heritage. Robin Barton is the Senior Companion Program Coordinator here at Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia. Her diverse background spans youth education, recreation, workforce development, and human services. Robin is energized by meeting and speaking with people, so it's no surprise that her passion is in genealogy. She's here today to speak about the power of understanding your history and leaving a legacy for the future. Robin, take it from here.
Hi, I'm Robin Barton, and I'm the Senior Companion Program Coordinator for Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia. And I truly love what I do every day. You learn something new in each interaction. I love the opportunity to make things happen in the business that we're in. You have a chance to make a real and immediate difference in someone's life. Our seniors have so much to share and appreciate someone who's willing to listen to their stories as well as their woes. I stumbled upon genealogy when someone said to me, if you shake the family tree hard enough, you'll discover we're all related. I decided to find out if this was true, and I'm still working to see if he's truly a cousin. I've discovered a Buffalo Soldier in the family, a moonshiner, and also found that my great-great-grandfather was a respected colored citizen when he passed away in 1925. My research has led to the discovery of family members who I didn't know existed, but deep inside, I knew they had to be there. And with further effort, and sure enough, I found my great-grandparents' siblings' descendants. What is genealogy? Genealogy is simply discovering your ancestors based on the clues that they left. And why genealogy? Some people are curious. Some want to honor their ancestors, and some may want to discover their ethnic identity. Starting a tree is easy. Start with what you know, and start with yourself. Moving up to your parents, your grandparents, and if you know, your great-grandparents. And you're looking for information on full name. Always list women by their maiden name. Think about where they were born. You want to know location, date of birth, date of death. You would like to know their children, where those children were born. And this is the information that goes into your tree. Where can you find these items? Everywhere. Immediately, you may think about Ancestry.com. You may think about the census. You may think about going down to the courthouse. Okay? These are just some sources. I mean, everywhere you look. For me personally, I like finding personal items. When someone passes away or you have a senior that is moving out of their home, you want to send somebody who will go through every envelope, who will dig in every box, because sometimes finding a receipt for something, finding an old picture is the prize. You can also voter registration records, school records. Everything is online now. However, they are still paper copies. So if you're unfamiliar or you're uncomfortable searching online, go down to the courthouse and look at original deeds. Go to the library and pull out records. You can also check with family. Family is a wealth of information. Believe it or not, one of my favorite places to go is the cemetery. I pull into cemeteries where I don't even know anybody, and I walk around and I read the headstones. And one of the things that you see at the cemetery, some of the older cemeteries, is information. People will say, son of, wife of, this person was a doctor. They list professions. So the cemeteries are a wealth of information as well. So it's very important from the start that you start maintaining accurate record keeping. Log each place that you've searched, who you searched, where you searched, what your discovery was. Keep a book specifically for your searches as opposed to what you're actually putting in the tree. You want to find backup information. So you have a name, right? You find them on the census. Then you find them in a wedding record. You find them in a newspaper as of giving birth. This is additional information to support that Robin Barton is the Robin Barton that you're looking for. Also, keep your record keeping in different formats. So you have the notebook. If you're computer savvy, get it into a computer. Email it to yourself. Put it on a hard drive. Share it with other family members so that this information is retained for the future generations. Grandparents are the bridge between the past and the future. So really, they are your number one source if you still are lucky enough to have them around. And when you do get a chance, ask specific questions. You know, find out what was your grandmother's name, not just grandma or what we called her. If you can, get the last name. You know, who are her siblings? Where did they live? Did you actually meet them? And what is your fondest memory of those parents? I'm so taken with genealogy because knowing who you are and where you come from makes it easier to get where you want to go.
And now we have a few questions about genealogy for Robin. Robin, what the heck is a third cousin once removed anyways?
That is the $64,000 question. Everybody wants to know, what is a third cousin once removed? It just means that you and this person's parent are third cousins. This person is the child of your third cousin.
Should I get a DNA test? If so, what kind?
I would say yes. The DNA genetic testing simply matches you with people you share DNA with. It helps you discover those family members that you may not know exist. It can help identify your lineage.
If there's one thing you would like this audience to take away from this session, what would it be?
I actually have a few things that I'd like you to take away. I want you to, one, have fun. This is a long process, but it is mostly fun. 2, involve your family members. 3, please identify the people in your pictures. I inherited 300 pictures from a newly found relative, and I don't know who they are. I love them all, but I don't have any names to match them.
Hi, I'm Tabitha Smith, Transportation Director for Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia. Our iRide program offers quick, convenient, and easy-to-schedule rides for seniors in the Hampton Roads and Western Tidewater area. Normally, this includes transportation and rides to senior center, wellness, and nutrition sites. But in the wake of COVID-19, we have shifted our operations to solely meal deliveries. Our dedicated drivers have become frontline responders these past 6 months, and we are so proud of their commitment to serve. To our clients, we miss you, and we look forward to driving you again soon.
Marquita Bianca is the owner and director of Bela Fusion Dance and Creative Arts Center in Virginia Beach. Since 2013, Bela Fusion Dance has served the Hampton Roads area and beyond, providing artistic education to anyone with a passion for dance, theater, fashion, sewing, design, and more. Along with overseeing programs for seniors and children with special needs, Marquita believes the arts should be available and affordable for all levels and abilities. She's here today to demonstrate the art of dance. Marquita, the floor is all yours.
Hi everybody, it's Marquita Bianca. I'm so excited to be with you today. I brought my very best friend, Gloria. She is gonna be dancing a little bit of salsa with us. So you are at home, we've been stuck in the house. I want you to get up. You don't have to put on anything in particular, but we are just gonna have fun today. Fun is gonna be our outfit. So, doesn't even matter the type of shoes that you have on. We are gonna be dancing New York style salsa on 2. I'll explain more of what that means, but for right now, we're gonna start with our weight equal, and we're gonna start with our basic steps. So the first step is gonna be our right foot forward for 1, left foot forward for 2. We're gonna rock back onto our right foot for 3, and then to finish your basic, I want you to step in place for 5, 6, and then 7. All right, so let's do that 3 times, our basic step together. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 2 more times, and 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Last time, and 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7. Perfect. All right, so we are gonna go into our first shine of the day. Shine is basically fancy footwork that you're gonna do by yourself. We're gonna do the Susie Q. All right, here we go, 1 basic, and then our Susie, we're gonna demonstrate it for you first. 5, 6, 7, basic, and 1, 2, 3, 5, Susie Q, and 1, 2, 3, 5, basic step, and 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7. Good. All right, so simply put our Susie Q. We're gonna take our right foot. It's gonna step over to our left, put our foot down for 1. Left foot comes up and down for 2. Right foot up and down for 3. We're gonna repeat that over to the other side, but we're gonna use our hip to get us there. So we rotate for 5, 6, and then 7. All right, so nice and slow. Let's do that again, but with our basic step first. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, Susie Q, and 1, 2, 3, 5, basic step, and 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7. Perfect. All right, so we want to add a little bit of hips in here for you. So we're going to do our side basic. We're going to demonstrate that for you. 1 basic step, then our side basic. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, side basic. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, basic step, and 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7. Perfect. All right, so simply put, we're gonna start with our right foot again. It's gonna be in place for 1. We step out to the left side, leading with a little bit of hip for 2. Bring it back into the middle, 3. Come in place, 5. We're gonna do the same thing over to our right side, 6, 7, and then we would go back into our basic step. So let's do a basic. Into our side basic. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 5, side basic right here, and 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, basic step, 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7. This is the time that you would high five yourself or air high five a partner. All right, so let's do a basic, Susie, basic, and a side basic, and then we're gonna show you how to do it with music. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 5, Susie Q right here, 1, 2, 3, 5, basic step, and 1, 2, 3, 5, side basic, and 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and stop. Good. All right, so we're gonna turn on a little bit of music. I want you to put as much style and hip into it as you possibly want to. Here we go.
Date cuenta.
And now, a question for Marquita. If there is one thing you would like this audience to take away from this session, what would it be?
I want the audience to take away that you should never stop dreaming. I found dance at the age of 21, and since then I've danced every day. And you put one foot in front of the other. Every day you get up, you practice, you get out of it what you put into it, and as long as you're putting in the energy, you're going to get success out of it. So no matter what, never stop dreaming and always put your best foot forward.
Thank you all for sharing your time and expertise with us today. Let me welcome Kathy back.
Wasn't that fun and informative?
It really was.
Thank you all so much for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this episode and the entire summer series as much as we did.
We want to give one more shout out to today's sponsor, Anthem Health Keepers Plus. Thank you so much for your continued support of Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia's mission.
And to Anthony Haley and the Mosaic Steel Orchestra for setting the tone for each episode with their incredible music. And finally, we'd like to thank the staff, the speakers, and the production crew who made this three-part Art of Healthy Aging summer series possible. We want to know what you thought about today's program, so join us over at Facebook to share your comments and continue the conversation with our speakers. Your feedback will be helpful as we plan for other virtual events for you in the months to come. If you do join us on Facebook Live today, you'll have a chance to win a door prize. For more information about Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia's programs and services, please visit us online at www.ssseva.org.
We look forward to seeing you again soon.
Until then, stay safe and stay healthy.
Since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia has been responding to the needs of the Southampton Roads and Western Tidewater senior community. We're delivering 3,000 meals per week to high-risk seniors. That means over 30,000 meals from the start of this pandemic. Our long-term care staff has assisted over 600 individuals with no-contact deliveries of toiletries, paper goods, and other essential items, allowing high-risk seniors to follow the governor's stay-at-home order and reducing their chances of contracting COVID-19. To help reduce the risk of senior isolation, our staff and volunteers have regularly been making comfort calls and delivering at-home activity packets to over 1,000 seniors. Our resource specialists have taken calls from hundreds of individuals needing health and wellness counseling to remain safe at home. Our counselors have assisted clients with signing up for benefits if they became eligible due to a job loss, or changing benefits to better fit their needs during the pandemic. Our senior companion volunteers continue to engage with their homebound clients via telephone in place of in-person visits. Our dietitian is providing healthy cooking demonstrations online using common food items from your pantry. And finally, we're planning virtual opportunities such as exercise and wellness classes, and of course, our Art of Healthy Aging summer series, all designed to keep you, our senior community, healthy, active, and engaged. Please check our website frequently for our latest virtual offerings.